Hi there, welcome to my channel Mandu to Fundu. This is my first video. Please bear with me about the format. In this video, I am going to show you how to create a Ubuntu VM on a MacOS with M1 M2 chip. My MacBook is using a M2 Pro chip. Latest VirtualBox release 7.0.10 doesn't support ARM64 processor. Hence I started exploring different virtualization tools. After trying few tools like UTM, finally I ended up using Canonical Multipass tool, which is very simple to use, and also it provides us an ability to configure the VM using cloud-init. First, let's see how to install the Multipass tool. I'm installing Multipass tool using Homebrew Package Manager. So run the brew install command on a Mac terminal. Installation is in progress. So the installation is done. Let's verify the installation. Run the multipass version command. It will tell us the version that is installed. Next, we will provide the full disk access to the multipass tool so that we can mount the local directory onto the VM. Okay. Next, we will set the local password for the multipass tool. So this is to ensure only the authorized clients are using the multipass. So this multipass tool can be deployed on a centralized server, so multiple people can use it. So in those scenarios, we'll have to make sure only the authorized clients are using. Now I am running the authenticate command to authenticate myself with the multipass. Now I'm going to show you how to create a simple virtual machine. Run the find command to list all the supported images by the multipass tool. So we can see 22.04, 23.04, and then LTS images. So the LTS is the default image that is going to be. Now I'm going to run the launch command to create a simple VM with the default number of CPUs and the disk size and the memory size. So there I'm calling that VM as simple VM. So it is being created. We can see the virtual machine details by running the multipass info command. So now we can see it's created with 1 CPU and then with 4 gig of disk and 1 gig of memory with the default 22.04 LTS image. Using the exec command, we can run individual commands on a VM like pwd or lsb release. So if you want to use the shell on the VM, then we can run the bash command. It will take us to the shell prompt of the VM. So basically the default user is Ubuntu. We can create a VM with a specific number of CPUs and specific size of memory and disk. So here I am creating with 4 CPUs and 4 gig of memory, and then with 8 gig of disk space. Okay, let's see the information about this big VM using the info command. So now we can see we have 4 CPUs and 8 gig of disk space and 4 gig of memory. Next, I am going to demonstrate how to mount an external directory with the VM. While running the launch command, we can use the -- mount option to mount a directory. So we have the shared directory in the local host. I'm creating a unique directory to be used with that VM. And I will be using that in the mount option. And that gets mounted on a VM at OPT external dir. So the VM is created successfully. Let's go to the shell and then check that directory where that external dir is mounted. So there is no files right now, so I'm touching that and I'm verifying that on the host. I'm stopping the mount VM now, and then I am creating another file in the shared directory which is being mounted on that VM. Then I am starting the mount VM again. Okay, now I am going to check the mounted directory inside the VM. Now I am seeing both the files. Now let's see how to create multiple interfaces inside the VM. By default, only one interface is created inside the VM. That is for the management purpose. Before creating multiple interface VM, first we should check what are all the underlying networks are available in the host to connect to. So we use the multipass networks command. My laptop is connected to the internet through the Wi-Fi interface EN0, so I'm going to use that in the -- network option. So the number of options is as many times as the number of interfaces that we want inside the VM. So here I am specifying 2 times, so it will create 2 interfaces. One is with the default configuration, and the second one is I wanted to set a specific MAC address for that interface. Oops, I think it expects 2-digit. So the VM is created. Now let's check the number of interfaces inside the VM. Or by learning the IP link command. So now we can see there are 3 interfaces. So one is the EN02 for the first option, ENP0S3 is the for the second option. So if you notice, we can see that MAC address of that fourth interface is matching with the one we set through command line. Cool. Now let's stop the VM and then let's list and check the state of that VM. It is in stopped state. Okay, now we can delete that VM. Now check the state. It is in a deleted state. So if you want to remove it permanently, we have to run the purge command. Now it's gone. Next, we will see how to copy files between the host and the VM. We are inside the simple VM and there is no file in the home directory. And then we create a text file in the host. Now, using the transfer command, the file is going to be copied to the VM. So source and the VM name colon and the target location inside the VM. So now we can see that file. And now we create a text file inside the VM and then we copy this file from the VM to the host. Okay, cool. Next, we will see how to configure the VM instance using cloud-init. I have created the cloud-init config file already. So this file basically updates the resolved.conf file with a DNS server, and then it will create an additional users. One is Mandu, which is using the SSH key, and then the second one is Mandu, which is using password authentication. Let's create a new VM with the cloud-init configuration. So in the multipass command, we have to use -- cloud-init option with the file path for that configuration file. So the VM is created. Now let's find the management IP address of this VM. So use the multipass list command. So the cloud VM has IP address 64.43. So let's SSH using the Mandu, which is using the public key. Okay. Next, it has a sudo access. Next, we log in as Fundu. Prompts for the password. Good. Okay. So this also have a sudo access. And then let's verify the resolved.conf file. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think there was a typo. I missed the DNS there. Okay, anyway, whatever we specified in the cloud-init config is reflected in this file inside the VM. That is what we want. Okay, cool. Hope this video is useful to you. Thanks for watching this. Have a great day.